Well, thank you to everyone who's written in. I'm very happy that you're all following my train of thought as far as the forthcoming presidential election in Nigeria is concerned. That election is slated for February of 2023. My aim here is just to inform and educate Nigerians on how a president emerges under our electoral process. I'm responding today to a email from Emmanuel, who says he wants me to address the issue of the marginalization of people of Southeast extraction, in effect, them being shut out of the presidential seat. So I'll give you a little bit of a background to that question. Since Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999, of the three major ethnic groups, that is the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos, only two have had a bite of the presidential apple. That's the Yorubas from the southwest and the Hausas from the north. Now, hold that information to one side. The Igbos have never had a bite at the presidential seat, not even as a vice president. As far as I know, the highest seat that a person of the Southeast extraction has attained in any democratic dispensation since 1999 is as Senate President. So the debate is on. A lot of Nigerians are saying that the Southwest, that is the Yoruba people, they've produced a president. The current president is a northerner. His vice president is from the Southwest. And now that the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, seems to be determined to zone the presidential seat to the south, a lot of people are clamoring that that seat should be conceded to the people of the Southeast. I will give you the basic facts, and then you can make up your mind to know whether or not power is served a la carte. Do you gift a presidential seat to a people without reaching across the aisle? Bearing in mind that the way our constitution, the 1999 constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, was crafted, didn't want a president of a region. They wanted a president who appealed to at least majority of Nigerians. And that's why the constitution prescribes that to be elected president, you must have the highest number of votes first, and then you must have at least a quarter of the votes cast in 2/3 of the federation. That is a quarter of the votes cast in at least 24 states of the federation. So, using the 2019 election as a template, for instance, and comparing the current President Buhari's race to the presidential seat, he had contested 3 times before, and the reason he was unable to make it to the presidency was he couldn't garner votes from any of the southern regions. It wasn't until 4 parties came together to form the APC that President Buhari, as a northern candidate, was able to make inroads into the south, garnering substantial votes from the southwest and also making inroads into the southeast and the south-south. Now, politics is a game of numbers. With that said, I'll take you back now to the 2019 election and figures from the electoral body there regarding the number of voters. At the time of the presidential election in 2019, the total number of registered voters in Nigeria was 84 million. Now, of that 84 million, the Southeast, that a lot of people are clamoring for to have a bite at the seat, has 10,057,130 registered voters. And that comes to 11.97% of registered voters. So the whole of the Southeast, with its 5 states, it's the only region with 5 states. All the others have at least 6, and one of the northern regions has 7. So with its 5 states, it has 11.97% of registered voters. Now, even if you're bad at maths, you know that for that region to produce a president, they will need to reach across the aisle to work with other regions. In any case, let me tackle the issue of regions. For ease of administration, our politics has devolved these 6 regions. There's a north central, northwest, and northeast, and then there's a south south, southwest, and southeast. The interesting thing is that none of these regions are recognized by the Constitution. Well, you could say by implication, the Constitution allows politicians or our elected officers to use ease of administrative procedures to govern. So you could say that, well, in developing these geopolitical zones, it falls under that category. But specifically, geopolitical zones are not mentioned in our Constitution or in our Electoral Act. What the Constitution recognizes are 36 states, and these 36 states are listed under Section 3 of the Constitution. Subsection 1 says there shall be 36 states in Nigeria, and the 36 states are named. Now, if you go further into the Constitution, go to the first schedule, Section 3, Part 1. That schedule actually lists all the states of the Federation and the local government areas. In other words, the Constitution recognizes 36 states, and the Constitution recognizes 774 local government areas. Why am I saying that? If you say that a group is marginalized, I can safely say that there is no ethnic group in Nigeria that doesn't consider itself marginalized. The first thing is, many ethnic groups they're not happy with the fact that a lot of people think that there are only 3 major ethnic groups. Nigeria is a country of over 400 ethnic groups, and at least 300 languages spoken across the Federation. So if we're talking of marginalization, even among the groups that have had a taste of the presidential apple, you will find there's some minority groups within those groups that also feel marginalized. Let me explain what I mean. Even among the Yorubas, for instance, former President Obasanjo was president from 1999 to 2007. The current Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, is also Vice President for 8 years. He's from the Southwest, he's a Yoruba man. If you speak with some Yorubas, they will tell you, well, the only Yorubas who've had a taste of the presidential apple are Yorubas from Ogun State. The Southwest is made up of 6 states. None of the other 5 states have produced a president, but only Ogun State, or of the 6 Southwest states, have produced. So the issue of marginalization is objective. Who isn't marginalized? Are you saying that, because Goodluck Jonathan, a person of Ijaw extraction from the South geopolitical zone, Bayelsa State to be precise, are you saying that because he has been president and Roboman from Delta State cannot aspire to be president, or an Efik man from Cross River State? All these groups, all ethnic groups, even among the Northerners, people think that, the North has had the longest bite of the presidential apple. But you speak to some of the Northerners, the Middle Belters will tell you that, when you say the North, we, the Middle Belters, people from Benue State, people from Kogi State and Kwara State, we've never had a chance to be president. The presidency seems to be reserved for a core group within the larger northern group. So, power is not served a la carte. You've got to work for it. You've got to reach across the aisle. One hand doesn't wash itself clean. Any group that seeks to be president must be ready to work with other ethnic groups. That's number one. Any group that wants to emerge as president must be able to rally behind one single person as a representative of that ethnic group. And that's where the Yorubas seem to have a sophisticated political pattern. No matter how much they dislike the person who is emerging as a Yoruba candidate for the presidential seat, you will find that all the Yoruba groups, the Ijebus, the Igbos, the Aworis, and all of them, they will queue behind whoever emerges as the Yoruba candidate. And same can be said for northern candidate. Once a northern candidate emerges, you will see that the boundary lines that divide the middle belters from the core north or from the core Fulani, those lines will disappear, and all the people from the 19 northern states will queue behind this person because he's a northern candidate. So why am I giving you this background? If the Southeast intends to be president in 2023, they got to play the game. They got to play the game of politics. If the APC, the ruling party, there now says that, well, the Southeast has never voted for us, why should we concede the seat to them? It is a justifiable argument to make. You know, there was an opportunity for the Southeast to work with the APC in 2015 and 2019, and they would have been sitting pretty now as eligible for that presidential seat. Don't forget, people from all walks of life, from all ethnic groups, want to be president. It's natural. I wish that Nigeria would stick to the groups that the Constitution recognizes. That is, rather than use geopolitical zones, why don't we use states to determine who can have a bite at the presidential seat? Yes, we'll stick with the division north and south, 17 states in the south, 19 states in the north. But then, you know, let's do it by rotation. If Ogun State has had a bite of the presidential seat, then maybe it's time for another Yoruba state to have a bite, or another southern state, not Yoruba now. The Ogun State is within the Yoruba group. What about the other southern groups? We've had the Igbos now from the south. Maybe it's time. But the main issue for me with the people of the Southeast is, can they rally behind one man from one state that is not their state as a presidential candidate? That's food for thought, and I'd like to hear your opinions on that. If a presidential candidate from Imo State emerges, for instance, will the people of Abia, Ebonyi, Enugu State, and Anambra State and Imo, will they all rally behind a candidate of Imo State? Will they rally behind him and stand with him and vote with him? Because we all remember history. At the time, the formation of the PDM back in the day, when Alex Ekweme was an eligible and most worthy candidate for the presidential seat, did his people vote for him? Don't forget, send me your emails, 2023 with Angela A at gmail.com. That's 2023 with Angela A at gmail.com. Of course, you can reach me on all social media handles. I'm active on Twitter. You can reach me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Angela Jitumobi. See you next time.